Hi there, Kyle, and all the rest of you good people out there. I hope that you're all safe and sound and that health is with you. Regarding your follow-up question there on the found relations and being able to show, I think you kind of handled that together with Mr. Barty and Mr. McManus, and I think you kind of got the picture there, where these relations are found relations and kind of active when you either create or when you edit the part, and they are resolved through the solver that is actively working once you do the edit or creation. Now, with that said, you might have more complex sketches, and you still need to handle them when you have like, as you describe, kind of lockups or kind of, and maybe because of found relations. No, I just wanted to move on and kind of there are remedies to that, and I will bring one to the table now. There will obviously be several, but this is a good one, I think. So I really want to bring it forward. So let's activate that kind of three-line kind of linkage system there, if you like. So we know that if we move this around and if we have the found relations on, it's going to lock to that once I release it. And the way to get out of it was to kind of select the grab handle where you want to make the edit, and select the found relations that is in relation to that is directly impacting the solution here. Selecting it so it becomes it goes from blue to magenta, and keeping it selected means that we are now disregarding that found relation, and we can now drag that line around the way we want. Now this will work perfectly and will be easy in a small sketch like this, but if the sketch grows a little bit, now it's not the most complex sketch, but it will show the picture or demonstrate anyway. Now this could be, let's say, part of a shaft with a profile on it, and where we actually do have some relations here, and we want to be able to modify this. So if I just grab one of these lines and I drag it, we can kind of understand the kind of small complexity here. So we can see that these lines are not only horizontal, they're also collinear, meaning if I drag any of these, they are kind of tied to each other in a way that they will kind of maintain with the found relations. Now, let's say we have a system here that is those first three lines to the left here, and we have the middle one that is the coming middle three lines here, and to the right we have another additional three lines. So those are kind of systems that I can handle individually. So let's say, for instance, that the middle one here, well, that's obviously collinear and collinear with both these two sides here. And so if I drag that, just grab the lines or the endpoint, now it will track and it will follow, and I do not really want that, but there could be lockups because of other found relations and so on. So what you can do is you can use the pre-selection here. You could just kind of frame or select any entities. You can also use the lasso circle or any other selection intents that you might have. And you can press on the keyboard now W, which stands for work region in the sketch environment. That means I will now isolate my edits to only this work region. So to the selected objects, if I say OK now, it's going to dim out all the other objects here, and they will be locked. Those cannot be changed. Now doing it this way means that I can just drag this line without affecting the others. So I have now decoupled the relations, temporarily decoupled the relations between these. And it makes it a lot easier because, well, if I select this, it will not consider the collinear between these lines, or well, the horizontal requirement is still, or constraint is still there. But as before, select it to put it out of play, temporary, and it will disappear as soon as I move and drop my curve to where I want it. So it makes it a lot easier to edit like an isolated area of your sketch, and disregarding potential found relations between other curves. If I want to go back to the normal state, so to say, well, hit W on the keyboard again, and your work region is there. Instead of select objects, we now switch over to entire sketch and say OK, and now we're back to the entire sketch again. Now let's do that again. Let's select the right curves here, and let's do a work region on those. So W on the keyboard, and to the selected objects we say OK, and we isolate the edit only to these curves. Now here it's still horizontal, this line, because that's a found relation within this isolated system. So if I click on the grab handle at the end there, we can see the horizontal constraint there. I can put that temporarily out of play and permanently out of play when I move the line around. A good thing to bear in mind here is that the relations to other curves, the curves that I have kind of locked with the work region, is kind of maintained as long as I obviously don't like pull them apart. So if I take this line here and if I pull it apart, now that relation is broken, obviously. And that's not what I want to do. So I do an undo there, and we can see that I moved a couple of curves here, and I'm not going to move the last curve here. I can take the end of that curve just to show. So I have removed kind of the horizontal constraint there, but I've kept the point over here. So if I now exit the work region, W on the keyboard, entire sketch, and if we move the endpoint of this line here, we can see that the line that we just edited is tracing. So work region is a great way to isolate the system, and where you can at more ease modify your curves, and where you're actually isolating and making the solver work easier, since it doesn't have to take into consideration the whole sketch and all the found relations. Only the isolated work region is considered. And that's all I wanted to convey. I think that this might be a good solution for you. At least I hope so. And with that, I'm going to leave you. So all you good people out there, take care, be safe, and above all, stay healthy. Over and out from Fred. Bye for now.